Hello, it's that time of the week. It's Punters Inside Run, and what a weekend we have. Forget about grand finals in Melbourne and Sydney. There is racing right around the country. We've got Group 1 racing on a Friday night. We've got an extraordinary group racing day at Randwick on Saturday. Throw in Mornington, throw in Sandown on Sunday. Mick, Sharkie, there's a lot happening. There's some footy games on as well.
I know a lot of the players, Matty, for the AFL and NRL grand finals are going to have those deep breath moments just before they run out onto the ground. There's going to be so much happening. It's a little bit like that if you're a punter this weekend. I think there needs to be that moment of just calm, hold hands with your fellow brethren and just take a few deep breaths. Stay focused on the targets ahead and don't get distracted because it can be an overawing experience this weekend.
Well, what we want as a punter, what we normally want every weekend is to start well and build a bank. And we've got Friday night. We're back at the Valley. Conditions absolutely ideal, a warm night heading into that grand final day. And we've got Group 1 racing. There is some group races there. There looks to be a couple that are very hard to tip against. We start with the more stakes. Imperatriz. This horse turns up and did what we did last time, which we expect it does. It probably wins again.
Well, I think she does win again. She beat some of these last time. I don't think any of those behind her in the McEwen can turn the tables.
True.
There's good speed again. I think Acromantula and Zoostyle will lead. Asfura probably lands behind them, tries to stalk the speed.
Yep.
The problem for Asfura is I think Imperatriz will be on her back.
Yeah.
So as Asfura starts to get into the race, Opie Bosson's going to be tagging her up and looking to just peel around the outside as they turn in. It's impossible to tip against her. Matty, she ran a track record last time. That record stood for a long time. Her last two runs at the Valley have returned a very easy win in the William Reid and a brilliant win in the McEwen. So I think she's your winner of the Moir.
Yeah, it's some people saying staying at 1,000 metres is the only question mark, but all she has to do, as you say, is just do exactly the same. The speed will be there, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be there again, and she'll just lob on the back of it. And if she shows the same turn of foot, I think that nothing in this field can match her for acceleration over that last 200 metres. It's just a matter of how far back she'll be. I don't think Opie Bosson's ridden this horse enough, and he's ridden enough good horses over the time. He's not going to be out the back standing these leaders a massive head start.
Yeah. Now, you talk about short price. We get to the stock stakes, Amelia's Jewel. Prohibitive price, but she is the best horse in the race. Maybe it's a double. We just have Imperatriz into Amelia's Jewel because, again, she's too good for this lot.
Yeah, she is. Against the girls, again, it's a deliberate preparation to get her up and building fitness without, gassing her, I guess, against the older horses. She's going to have plenty in the tank out of the Let's Elope, which she won really well. She needed the run. Came through it well. She'll go here to the stocks tonight, and it'll be something to watch again. She'll go around and beat these. For those that like playing exotics, Pride of Jenny, great second up form, and Deny Knowledge just probably went a touch hard last time in the fee, and I think they're your two most likely runner-ups behind Amelia's Jewel.
I'll be throwing Papillon Club into that as well if I'm playing my exotic. So I tend to agree, especially with Pride of Jenny. But we move on. There's one more group race, and that is the Strad Stakes. Griff and King of Fighters both hit the line well. Griff wins. King of Fighters catches the eye. Where did you land for the Strad Stakes?
I'm with King of Fighters and quite strongly too. I think it was unlucky last time in that race. He was going for the same run as Griff, but he settled behind him. So the gaps closed around either side of Griff, and King of Fighters ran up his backside and then had to wait for an out to get out and get rolling. By then, Griff was off and gone. He was at full speed. King of Fighters flashes late. It was an unlucky run. I think he's a really good bet in this race to turn Griff over, and I think the danger, rather than being Griff, is Mojave Desert, second up in the same race, perfectly ridden by Blake Shin, loomed into the race to win. Fitness probably just got him late. I think third up into this race, he'll be ready to peak. He might be a sneaky little upset chance there.
Yeah, I'm with you on King of Fighters, and I think the fact that was unlucky behind Griff, we just get a better price for this race backing King of Fighters. Anything else we should be backing at the Valley?
Yeah, earlier in the night, Matty, in race 2, I know Brave Mead's a really short favourite. I think Armed Forces is worth a bet against it, though. Blinkers on first time, second look at the Valley. He's a pretty raw talent. I think the blinkers might just help smarten him up a little bit tonight, take him to beat the fave.
All right, let's move from the Valley to Randwick on Saturday. Plenty of Group 1 to talk about, plenty of racing. We start with the Metrop, just fine. Again, another one that's premium odds. Was $1.50, sort of out to $1.75. A bit of money for the other Chris Waller overseas runner. in Mr. Waterville. He's been backed as the only danger Just Fine. But what we've seen of the 2 runs in Australia of Just Fine have been pretty dominant.
Oh, nearly impossible to oppose, isn't he? It's just a matter of whether you want to take the price or not. He is your most likely winner, without a doubt. I'm not telling you anything that's would be shocking there. I think the potential value in the race, though, comes from the stablemate, Major Beale, number 4. He's a Derby winner.
Yep.
His 3 runs in this time around have all been good. He's drawn beautifully in barrier 5. I can see Major Beale and Just Fine settling really close to each other in that first sort of quarter of the field. They'll both blend into the race together. Just Fine's probably got a better turn of foot. I reckon Major Beale is probably a more genuine, not one pace, but probably 2 gear stayer. I think he's a danger. And the other key that I think's just been forgotten about is last year's Melbourne Cup favourite. He didn't get there, Matt, but Cleveland was favourite for the Cup for much of the lead up to last year's Cup. He's had a couple of runs in Sydney this time around. His latest effort was better than it looks on paper. They ran a track record at Newcastle. He went back early from a wide gate. Didn't mind the late work. Blinkers go on.
Blinkers on, yeah. And Damien Oliver, who got a Group 1 last week, he takes the ride. It'd be just like Ollie to keep riding Group 1s in his farewell season, wouldn't it? All right, so we're Just Fine hard to beat in the Metrop. We go to the Epsom. It's always a raffle. At $7 the field. You can have anything that's probably $10. Where did you land?
There's a great each-way bet here, I reckon, Matt. One of the best each-way bets of the weekend, and that's Hope in Your Heart, number 8.
Yep.
She's been consistent around, really good Group 1 mile races for probably 12 months now. Kerry Parker's in good winning form, I guess. We think it over winning a couple of weeks ago up there in Sydney. This mare deserves a major race win. I think the Epsom's a bit light on this year. I don't think it's the strongest addition we've ever seen. I think from gate 10, she's going to get a beautiful run midfield with room to move and get going when Willow wants her to. You mentioned Damien Oliver keeping on winning Group 1s. Well, be just like Craig Williams too, with recent controversy over some of his rides, just to keep rolling and keep putting the W's on the board, wouldn't it? I think Hope in Your Heart will be getting the job done. Best roughie in the race is Communist, number 13.
I'm going to have 2 bets in the race. I'm going to back Hope in Your Heart for the same reasons you just mentioned, and Kovalika, who is unbeaten at the 1600 as well. Nothing special with that first up run, but usually takes a run to get going. So good second up record, but I could easily miss it. I'll be going wide in the quaddie. A couple of other group races in the Flight Stakes in the Premier. Anything you like there?
The Flight Stakes, I'm going to try Tropical Squall each way. I think it'll be better for that last run in the T-Rose. They ran past it at lead and they ran past it. I reckon fellow jockeys in this race will be thinking, we'll let Adam Hieronymus lead on this filly. We'll get past her again. Very dangerous if you do that with a Waterhouse Blot train runner, isn't it? I think Tropical Squall's a great each-way bet there. It is Invincible, the one to beat, but the barrier, it's had all the favours lately. Might not be the case tomorrow.
And anything else we should be back in Sydney? I've got an Omen bet, but I'll leave that for a second.
What's your Omen bet?
I am backing 2 horses that are trained by the Hawks team.
Okay.
Both start with A. Both have 6 letters in their name. Both are good second up. Both have had 6 starts for 4 wins. I'm backing Altivo and Airman.
Right. Hey, Airman. Well, Airman was quite unlucky, wasn't it, last time? And the horse that did the right thing by us, Kiboo, goes around again. So, Airman's a great bet in the last 2, I think. All
right, mate. That's it. We're out of time. But happy punting on the weekend. As we said, it's a long weekend. There's plenty happening, and stay safe.
Absolutely, Matty. Enjoy the footy.
That's Mick Sharkie is joining us always on Punters Inside Run. Have a great weekend, whatever you do, and hopefully we talk to you next week and you've got a little bit left in the kitty.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.